Welcome to PPR's Hot Lap and Setup Guide. We're here with Chandler as he takes us for a lap around Silverstone. Crossing the line now, turn 1 is flat and 7th. It's all about maximizing curb usage at the apex, which Chandler does very well. Turn 3 is the start of the slow part of the course. Clip the apex, and it's quickly over to the right to open up turn 4. Then it's all about traction coming out of here, which Chandler does well. Easy to lose to the rear there. Turn 5 is flat, open up DRS, and that is the end of Sector 1. Now you're looking to brake just before the 50 board. Does so there. Clip the apex of 6th, and 7 is long and slow. It's all about traction here. Quite a long straight after this, so it's very important to get a good run under there. Turn 8, just maximize the line, not much of a corner. And turn 9 can be taken flat in these 2019 cars. Good use at curb is what allows that to happen, which Chandler does there. Now it's for everyone's favorite, Maggots and Beckett's. First two are flat, then into turn 12 it's just a slight lift, 13 is a double downshift, and then 14 right there, get the DRS. 14 is not too bad, but it's all about maximizing the exit so you can get good speed down this hanger straight. Over to the left for turn 15, you got to be very careful about track limits at the apex. It's so easy to run wide there. And now it's time for turns 16 and 17. Lots of curb at 16, lots of curb at 17. Then it's again very difficult to get traction here, but 18 is flat, and that's across the line for a lap at Silverstone. Now it's time to look at Chandler's setup. So starting off, aerodynamics, 1/6 wings, want low downforce to maximize speeds on the straight, but then you also want that high rear wing just to help with stability through the fast corners. Transmission, 70/80, nothing out of this world here, just going to help with wheel rotation there. And then for suspension geometry, just going to read down the list here. It's negative 3.3, negative 1.7, 0.08, and 0.35 for the camber and toes, front then rear respectively. And then for suspension, 278.912. Suspension is just so crucial here at Silverstone because traction is just so brutal that you really need to be able to maximize contact with the ground there. And then for brakes, 87% brake pressure. Brake bias is at 56, but you can lower it to 52. Just to help with locking up if that's an issue. And finally for tires, front tire pressure is minimum at 21.0 psi and the rear is at the max at 23.5, just allowing for a max contact and then also max traction in the rear there. So that's Chandler's setup.
And we're back. Thank you to a couple of our watchers pointing out to us that we were muted the whole time. So we're going to have to recap pretty much everything we just said. I'm going to go back through quick. We're going to just touch on the Constructors Championship, which was Ferrari out in first with 121 points. Mercedes in second with 117 points. Renault in third with 109 points. Alfa Romeo in in fourth with 85 points. Racing Point 57 points in fifth. Then Red Bull with 43, Williams with 40, McLaren with 31, Haas with 24, and Toro Rosso with 2 for the time being to round out our 10 constructors this time around. So going back to the circuit, this is Silverstone circuit. It is in Great Britain. We have 18 turns, 10 to the right, 8 to the left. That is not the fastest repeatable lap time. The fastest repeatable lap time on the online leaderboards is a 1:33.363. And those are not the right tire degradations. We have softs will go 12 to 14 laps, mediums will go 19 to 21, and hards will go 24 to 26. Cosmo, what do you think the drivers are going to be looking at as far as tire strategy goes tonight?
Should be a pretty easy soft, medium, soft, depending on how they qualify, unless there's rain. It'll still probably be a one-stop if there's rain, but it'll just be intermediates or wets.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we handle it, especially if there's a little rain. I'm excited to see that this session, if there is some. Maggots and...
So there's always a chance.
That's true. And Maggots and Beckett's, I think there's a lot of corners, or Maggots and Beckett's in particular, but I think there's a lot of corners that get really tough and really technical in the rain, which could cause for a pretty good race. I mean, they cause for a really good race normally, but if you throw some water on there, it tends to get a little more interesting. So, here we have it. Again, this is Season 1 of PPR. You didn't hear the announcement earlier, but, of course, we have a new logo. Changing up our look a little bit. We have a new website, PPR Esports. If someone can, drop the link to that website in the chat.
In the chat.
Fantastic. There it is. Thank you, Cosmo. Take a look at our website. You'll get our schedule. You'll get all the upcoming news. If you want to join, you'll see our Discord on there. We're gonna take this thing to the top, boys. It's gonna be good.
And I think, could be wrong, but I think they are working on some PPR merch. I don't know if anything's out yet, but I have heard talks of some merch.
And be on the lookout for that. We might have some of that coming out sooner or later. So with that, we will go on to qualifying. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The time is here. We have cars out on the track. We are going to head on over.
He's on the start of his first out lap.
All right, let's go catch up with Dragon Bone. Where is he? He's down here. All right, most cars with softs so far. We do have Delirious and Dedrum both daring enough to go out on the mediums.
Delirious is quick enough that he might be able to qualify well enough on mediums that he can make a medium soft work at the front.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty powerful, because if you can make some passes while you're on the mediums, get out in clean air, and then put on some really strong laps, I think that can really kind of outpace the softs after a while.
Right. Yeah, usually like 5-6 laps in is when the mediums start to really lock in against a set of softs, and like you could keep your pace and maybe even do a little catching up.
Yeah, go 21 laps on that, and then have a very short soft stint.
And Dedrum is out of the session already.
Dedrum already out.
Looks like maybe a crash.
Yep, right down the straight here we might see him. Yep, there he is on the straight.
Dragon Bone with a 128.3. Capita Hood beats that with a 127.4.
Kublai goes just under Capita Hood with a 127.9. Destiel has now joined. Oh, he'll be able to slot into the race, but I think he was too late to get into qualifying.
Yeah, I believe so.
Alright, let's take a look. See who else is out on the track currently. Got Ruda currently on a hot lap. Coming out of turn 17, down into turn 18. Across the finish line with a 127.4, goes second fastest.
It's a nice time.
It is a nice time.
And it'll be interesting to see Death Shield race from the back today. See if he can do a worst to first.
Yeah, we've seen him have a lot, and I mean a lot, of pace throughout this season. It'll be interesting to see if he has just enough pace to go all the way from 20th spot up into first. Or even the podium. I think a podium would be an amazing win for him here.
It would.
Capita in the pits for a new set. We got Fluffy Dave joining us today in our Haas car.
I like that name.
That is a good one. 131.1 for Fluffy Dave. Currently has him 7th.
Okay.
Delirious able to post a 128.5 on those medium tires. Pretty
Really
decent
good
time.
for mediums.
Yep. Dr. McShorty getting ready to do his hot lap as he is just across the line. Coming down into turn 1, a very high speed right-hander. Got to flip it right and then flick it left to get around turn 2, then 3 here. Back the other way around turn 4.
And this track has a lot of slow corners that like kind of just flow into one another. It's real difficult to keep your traction.
Yeah, if you miss the entry to one of the first turns in a complex, it's more than likely your exit's not going to be very good, i.e. your entry into your next corner is not going to be set up as well. So Dr. McShorty comes down the back straight. Right around turn 9. Into the famous Maggots and Beckett's corner. Keeps the throttle almost pegged. It's to downshift to 7, now to 6th. A little bit on the brake, down to 5.
It was very, very close to there, but it looks like he got away with it.
Yeah, really cutting it.
Very nice time by him. 128.2 for Dr. Short. He puts him in fourth for now.
Not bad. We'll see if he's able to stay there. Looks like we will have the Red Bull. Shea B is the next one to cross the line. Not on a hot lap, but currently on an out lap. We'll be on a hot lap here soon. We've seen some fast times out of Shea B.
Yeah, he's a pretty quick driver. Not always the most consistent, but he does have pace.
That he does. Should be coming around turn 7. On to turn 8. On the long run, down to the very high speed turn 9.
It's rough. A little wide there.
Almost fully pinned to
Just
turn
a bit
7 and 8.
wide there. Really clean through the first part of Megan to Beckett's.
Ooh, a little bit wide there.
Yeah, and that might invalidate a lap.
Nope, still gets a time out of it. A 1:27.9 for Shea B.
Sounds like we're having a half wet, half dry race, according to some idiot.
All right, that's what I like to see. The races that start wet and stay wet are good because you get a lot of action, but the ones that start dry and then turn wet are also good because it requires correct timing to switch your tire over.
And he says maybe a switch over from lap 16 to 18, somewhere in there.
Okay. So,
Obviously, dynamic weather, you can never really predict it until it's happening, but...
right, but we're going to be looking very close to the middle of the race here, right around lap 13, I would guess. At least we'll start seeing maybe some sprinkles. Depends on how long it'll take.
I'm sure you've asked Jeff for a weather report every 2 laps, and every 2 laps it's still like, you know, oh, the weather's 15 minutes away.
Yeah, until it's raining, and then he's like, oh, well, it's here to stay. Oh, thanks, Jeff.
Right, and then it comes on like 10, 15 minutes after he said it would on the last lap or 2, and it's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I guess the weather is coming.
Smitty, why are you starting at the back? What happened? What'd you do? Captain Hood re-solidifies his place in first with a 1:26.9. Ruda.
I think he just wants to have some fun with Destiel.
Smitty just going to hang out in the back, start with Destiel, see how many passes they can make. Maybe go for that all-time passer award. That is not a stat I've been tracking, so don't hold us to that award.
Yeah, I haven't either. If someone wants to go back and count it up for us, that'd be great.
Yeah, do that, then we'll hand out the award. That'll be fine. Chewy running a little bit wide into the last turn complex here. Running around turn 7, I believe. No, never mind. Turn 17. Turn 18 down onto the main back straight. Ah, see, it got me. The back straight and the main straight look very alike here. Chewy into the pits after placing his time.
Looks like Delirious is taking a little trip off the track. Where is that? Cutting to Maggots and Beckett's. Now it's back on track.
So far, a really nice Sector 1 for Dr. McShorty. Dr. McShorty comes into Maggots and Beckett's. Careful not to unsettle the car too much. Down into 6th. Down into 5th to get a little bit more rotation. On the throttle. Runs it a little wide on the gas, but nothing too bad.
Yeah, just clipped their grass there a little bit, it looked like, but able to keep opponent forward. And I guess Chewy's happy with his time.
Dr. McShorty going to head in. Rogue coming down the main straight, looks to be on the start of a flying lap. With 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in the session, cars still have time to go out, but they're going to want to go out in the next minute or so.
Yeah, I don't think you want to leave it any later than 2 minutes, really.
Third begins another hot lap, potentially his last of the session. We'll see if Veruda lets Road catch up, might get a tow down the back straight here. Still pretty far away, ways away yet.
Really far.
Yeah. Veruda probably wants to get a move on.
Well, he has slowed down pretty significantly, though. Aw, thanks, Funky Cactus. Funky Cactus says we're the best, Kermit.
Wow. Thanks, Funky Cactus. That means a lot. We like hanging out, bringing the stream for you guys. Give you something to watch.
We're having a lot of fun with this.
Yeah. Rogue goes fast as the 126.5. Very nice lap from him.
So, how's everyone in the stream doing tonight? Well, there's not quite a lot of activity. Everyone's on their out lap.
Yeah, can we get some hype in the chat? Let's go.
How y'all doing tonight?
We ready for some Silverstone? I'm ready for the race tonight.
I am too. Should be a good one, especially since they are predicting rain.
Third goes 14th fastest with a 129.3. Slower, but hasn't turned his ERS down. He's gonna need to go another lap on those tires if he's gonna make another run. But he's got to remember to turn that ERS down. Even going slow, he's gonna use a lot of it. Because he's got a lot of lap left to go. We have a little bit of a spin coming onto the main stretch. Getchum spins before he's able to complete another lap. Looks like 7th is the best he'll do. Unless he's able to make that ERS last for a whole nother lap.
Oh, man, I think it'd be really tough. He's going to lose a lot of time in this first sector.
Yeah, having to start from a dead stop really puts you pretty far behind him when you have a long run through turn 1 like that.
Looks like he's just kind of given up.
Yep.
Looks like he might bring it back to the pits.
Unfortunate. After him, we have Shay B on the track. Coming through the complex of turn 1, 2, and 3 now. Around turn 4 on to 5.
Ruda has retired.
Ruda, third best is possible. Shea B down the back straight. Getchum and Creamy all still on hot laps. Most of our top 10 are on hot laps. Shea B may have invalidated a lap time.
Yeah, I believe he has. His track is showing up red for me. And I don't think he's going to have enough time to get to the line.
Nope. He's got 5 seconds. Not going to make it. So, Shea B, best will go 10th fastest. Fluffy Dave out on the track. Currently, Delirious is the one we're looking at coming up to the line, though. Currently on a hot lap. ERS is disabled. Must have used all of it this lap.
Yeah. Well, it does go fourth fastest.
Nice lap from Delirious. Rogue currently sitting out first unless he can be knocked off. Both with Some Idiot and Destiel not qualifying today. We'll have to see if they're able to work their way through the field. Stoney comes down the main stretch, finishes 6th with a 127.3. Creamy goes 3rd fastest with a 127.0. Nice time from Creamy there. Dragonbone and Fluffy Dave still on a hot lap.
This is Dragonbone.
Persian King is finished. Captain Hood is currently on his outlap somehow.
Oh, he just makes it across the line.
Wow. Read the time and then dumped him into the wall. Lucky Dragonbone. Fluffy Dave's out here tooling around as well. Got to turn that ERS up, Fluffy Dave. Oh, and into the pits. Spoke too soon.
I think that should be our order then.
That is our order. Rogue sitting on pole. We have a Ferrari. A Mercedes? No, who's our top 3? We have Ferrari, a Renault, and a Mercedes, all on our 1, 2, 3. So the front row is Rogue and Captain Hood, 1, 2. Creamy Johns, Ruda, Delirious, Fluffy Dave, Stoney, Kublai, Persian King, and Getchum will round out our top 10. On row 6, Dragonbone and Shea B. 7, Dr. McShorty and Chewy. 8, 3rd, Red Hornet. 9th, D-Drum and Shazam. And all the way back in row 10, we have Some Idiot. And don't forget, Destiel is currently waiting in the wings to take his spot at P20. Cosmo, I'm pretty excited to see that fight all the way from the back of the grid.
Yeah, it should make for some really good action.
I think that is going to be a treat here to watch, ladies and gentlemen. Both Destiel and Some Idiot are going to have to keep up car pass for pass. We'll see what kind of tire strategy they pick.
Well, if they're predicting rain around lap 16 or 18, I would say mediums would be a good starting tire because that should take you there. Softs are a little bit. They won't last quite that long, or at least they're not supposed to. They're not rated to.
That's a good point. It's a dangerous time to be starting on the soft tire with rain in the forecast.
Right, especially that far out.
Yep. So now would be a good time to talk about our other race leagues. We have Xbox D1 and D2 that both raced on Tuesdays. D2 is at 7:30. D1 is at 9 p.m. Both times are in Eastern. Xbox D3 races Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern. PC D1, of course, is where you're at Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern. And PC D2, Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Tune in there to see myself race for Team Renault. See if we can't pick up some points. All right, our drivers are all in the lobby. We are currently on our formation lap. Those of you that have never seen this before, this gives the drivers a chance to warm up their tires. Get them up to, I don't know, what temperature would you say is ideal here, Cosmo?
I'd say you gotta get them at least till the mid-80s.
Mid-80s? Yeah.
To have like a really good starting grip.
Yeah, I think that's a good... I think that's a low end. I think you can go into the low 90s and still have a lot of grip, but you do... If you lock up, you do risk overheating them at that point. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Both Destiel and Some Idiot are back here at the way back of the grid. Destiel starting P20, Some Idiot starting 19th. You may recognize those names because they are two of our top 3 drivers in the Drivers' Championship this week.
And we'll see how many points they can make up today from the back of the grid.
So Cosmo is predicting it already, both drivers into points. That's an early prediction, Cosmo.
Well, you know, that's what they're aiming for. I think they both have the pace to get into the points.
I think you're right. But we'll see if they run into some traffic here. I don't know, the wrong person cuts the wrong way and it could be race over.
I think that's the one thing that they don't usually have to worry about that they do now. Starting at the back is running into.
Oh!
Oh, the AI must have took over.
Must have. Man, that really had me going for a second. I thought Destiel and somebody had just crashed into you. It is a formation lap, so the worst it will do is just teleport you back to where you're supposed to be on the grid.
Yeah, there's no damage.
No damage on the...
Formation lap.
No. Because it could be race over before it even begins as our cars pull up. We're going to wait for Destiel to finally slot himself in. As he does, the lights are going to start to come on. Once we get to all of the lights, they're going to go out and away we will be as we wait. Here are the lights. The lights are out and away we go. We have Rogue leading the charge down the main straight with Capita following close behind. Creamy John's able to make the pass on Capita. Around turn 1, mostly clean for most of the drivers. We had a couple of drivers in the gravel trap as they come around.
There's a spin coming out of turn 1. Looks like Chewy.
Third has fallen 5 places.
Destiel is up to 16th, starting from 20th.
Destiel comes off great from this. Some idiot has 1 car buffer between himself and Destiel.
Nope, it looks like he's gotten past Deidrum here now. See if he can make it stick around the outside.
There's some tough battles going on from Fluffy Dave and Kublai. Fluffy Dave really reluctant to let Kublai anywhere near his side pod.
And Destiel right now is just looking to slice his way through the field. He's already past Red Hornet.
Kublai just lost 2 positions to Getchum and Persian King, now down into 10th. Runs a little wide. You gotta imagine it's gonna cause a warning sooner or later. Through Maggots and Beckett's gets a really good line onto Persian King. Creamy John stuck to the back of Rogue up in 2nd position. Battling for 1st. Creamy John's up to the back of Rogue. Gonna try and make the pass here. Not gonna quite go for it. Coming up on to the back straight into turn 16 here. A sharp left-hander. Locks up the inside. Gonna try and battle Rogue for position because it is lap 2. Officially of the Grand Prix. DRS is not enabled. Will not get the DRS boost down the straight.
Not until next lap. There's also no DRS on the main start-finish straight anymore.
Fair. So the next straight. Straight number 2.
Ooh, Shazam spins all the way into last.
See how he is able to recover. In the gravel trap. Got to keep himself moving. Knows better than to retire. At this point in time. Gets himself back moving. Back up to our leaders. Capita Hood 1 second off 2nd place. Bruto only 1 second behind Capita Hood. Delirious and Stony battling it out. Delirious able to make the move stick for the time being. See if that lasts. Very close intervals between a lot of our drivers here. Stony not quite able to hold it together, dropping back from Delirious. Dragonbone right behind this train of cars that could lead all the way up to 7th place, if not 6th. Not more than half a second separates each car from 13th all the way on to 7th.
Destiel makes the pass on Dragonbone up into 13th.
Really nice pass from Destiel. Some idiot now behind Dragonbone has to make the same move as Destiel. Goes around the outside. Dragonbone able to hold it together. Decides against it.
It does look like a lot of the back 10 have decided to go onto
Wonder what they're hearing from Jeff. Rain might have gotten pushed out a little bit, if at all.
Shaby runs wide and Destiel's up past him. Now he's got a 2-car buffer in between himself and some idiot.
Big move for Destiel. Some idiot has to make the pass on Dragonbone and Shaby in a timely manner here in order to avoid losing too much time to Destiel, both on the same tire strategy, so it's going to be hard to make up that time. 3-second time penalty for third, down in 17th.
And the longer he waits to make those passes, the farther away Destiel gets.
Back up to our top three. Captain Hood only 7/10 behind Creamy John's. Creamy John's only half a second behind Rogue. All three drivers giving it their all to just get out ahead of front of the pack. Rudo, of course, not following too far behind with 1.2 seconds behind Captain Hood. The gap falls off from there with Delirious 2 seconds behind Ruda, not in DRS range. However, Stoney's going to give it a go, makes the pass on Delirious, says, let me at it, I'm going to go hunt down Ruda. Ruda, of course, 1.6 seconds behind Captain Hood.
Destiel passes Dr. McShorty and Fluffy Dave in one corner.
Destiel now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers between him and some idiot. That has got to feel good from where you're sitting, Destiel. 4 drivers, right? Shay B and Fluffy Dave going back and forth.
Up into the points. Some idiot, it looks like, has moved up on Shay B.
From Shay B's point of view, he wants to stay glued to the back of some idiot as well on those medium tires.
Destiel looking to make the move on Gitchum here up the inside. Looks like he will get it done.
There he is. Destiel slid out in front. Makes a little bit of a mistake coming down the main straight. Getchum is right in the prime range for those soft tires. These should be the fastest laps he's able to set on these tires before they start to fall off of what we call the cliff. Means the tire wear goes down. They're going to start sliding out on corners. At a track like Silverstone, that's ever important. Going to try and make the run down the middle of Destiel. Destiel whips it into Maggots and Beckett's. Kublai and Getchum having to do too wide instead. Getchum getting held up a little bit on the exit. Kublai couldn't get quite as good as of an exit.
Oh, and some idiot has fallen off the back of Dragonbone. I don't know if he lost some time behind Fluffy Dave or what, but he is now a second and a half behind Dragonbone and out of DRS range.
Getchum really trying his brakes behind Kublai here. Wondering just how much braking distance can he get out of his current tires.
This, though, is exactly what we were talking about with Destiel. He's made a lot of moves early in the race, and now he's got 2.5 seconds of clean air to just put in fast laps on those mediums.
Yep, put in your fast laps here. By the time he gets to Persian King, by the time he gets to Delirious, by the time he gets to Ruda, those softs are going to be towards the end of their 14-lap life. So only 10 laps to go. Just keep it cool on the mediums, get some clean laps in, make the passes if you can. But right now, you're sitting at a huge buffer between you and your biggest competitor, some idiot right now. Destiel's got to be liking the position he's in.
Yeah, he's made a lot of really good moves early. And some idiot now has moved up onto the back of Dragonbone.
We know Destiel's fast, but the question is going to be, is he going to be fast enough to close the gap between Stoney in 4th and Capita Hood in 3rd, which is 4.6 seconds? That's a lot of time to make up.
He's closed about half a second already on Persian King.
Creamy John's with a 3-second time penalty, now putting him behind Capita Hood on the timesheets, but still ahead of Stoney.
Someone, is that Gitchum? Gitchum puts it in the wall. Looks like his race will continue. But he is missing quite a bit of his front wing.
Getchum able to get it moving again. Let's see if he can't put it out into traffic. Gets a pretty clean start. Going to slot himself into 18th. He is pretty close to the pit entrance. Just has one large turn to make.
And while we were watching that, some idiot has moved up into 11th. Right behind Dr. McShorty.
Good moves for him. Some idiot is going to look to take down Dr. McShorty and Kublai both at once.
And that hurts. 5-second penalty for Gitchum.
Oof.
Pit lane.
Getchum. Buddy.
Oh, good run here for some idiot on Dr. McShorty. He should have it pretty easy down the straight.
Keeps it together, nice and tidy, going to slot in right behind Kublai. Kublai having a little bit of grip issues on those softs, it seems like. Maybe just not wanting to wear them out too quickly. Either way, only 5 laps on either of their tires.
Squeezing them to the inside there.
See how it goes down in turn
Tops.
9. Maggots and Beckett's a tough complex to go 1-2 through. However, potentially Destiel with a 3-second time penalty.
I think it makes more sense for him to just wait and get into the DRS zone here.
Yep, make the DRS pass. Keep a level head about it. You'll be fine. Nice extended braking zone. Those mediums holding up really well through the corner.
Now Destiel is within a second of Persian King and into the DRS zone.
Capita Hood up into third. Creamy, excuse me, up into second. Creamy in third. Battling with him to try and get the position back. Meanwhile, it's starting to look cloudy out.
Yeah, I'm starting to see some dark clouds forming in the sky. It's still kind of sunny, but
If the forecast remains the same, we're looking at rain in about 9 to 10 laps. It'll be interesting to see.
Persian King makes the pass on Delirious. Destiel's going to try around the outside, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it done.
Never underestimate Destiel. He's got engine modes to spare. He's going to run it down the straight. Keep it on the outside of Delirious.
I think he's going to try and cut underneath him here.
Ooh, does good not to keep his wing out of the back tire of Delirious. I think this is a good move from Destiel. Destiel isn't desperate to make this pass, but if he's able to put a little pressure on Delirious, make his tire go out a little bit sooner, that's just all the more helpful.
And I think he really wants to make this pass, though. He's now starting to lose time to some idiot behind.
Some idiot 3.3 seconds behind Destiel. Destiel, things may get desperate for Destiel. Coming up here.
Did I hear you say correctly that he has a time penalty?
That is correct. He has a 3-second time penalty. Some idiot may be ahead of him, technically. But for the time being, Destiel remains in front of him on track. Gonna try and pass Delirious. Can't quite get the move done. Creamy John staying locked to the back of Capita Hood at 0.3 of a second. Slowly closing that gap. Ooh, goes around the outside. A little bit of a bump from Delirious. To be expected on 7-lap old softs. I feel like Destiel doesn't come off too bad. Still only half a second behind Delirious.
No, but he's now lost 2 seconds to some idiot behind in the last 2 laps.
Some idiot creeping in 1.8 seconds can see Destiel on the horizon line.
Now,
Currently
now,
battling
though,
with Delirious.
Is when he's got his opportunity. Delirious is now out of DRS. So he should hopefully be able to put a move on him here. But maybe not. He might be a little too far back.
Destiel's going to get very close. Third has retired from the
He's gonna try
session.
down the inside. He just
Nice move down the inside from Destiel. Able to hold it together. Fantastic move. Delirious not going to give it to him quite so easily. Going to battle for the inside. In the final turns here, Delirious with a good, wow, virtual safety car. Not sure Destiel has realized it yet.
I think he has now.
Virtual safety car. Some cars are going to take the opportunity to pit. Creamy John's in the pits. Kublai and Fluffy Dave will see if they pit onto the mediums or the hards. Which do you think?
I would say softs if they're coming for rain in a couple laps. They got another set of softs. Why not run them?
That's true. Turns out that is not what we will get from Fluffy Dave, but that is what we'll get from Kublai. Kublai running the softs. Red Hornet onto the mediums.
Creamy also onto the softs. They might not have a fresh set of softs available to them.
Some idiot only 8/10 behind Dastiel's got to keep it together on those 8-lap old mediums. Mediums slotted to go potentially 21 laps. They may only have to go about 6 more before we get some rain.
Yeah, now it's really starting to get cloudy out.
First drops could come down any minute.
I think it might be a little more than 6 laps, but you never know.
Any minute, Cosmo. Ruda dropping back to 4th because he's headed into the pits. Careful not to pick up that 5-second time penalty.
Was an interesting time to choose to pit. I wonder if he busted a front wing.
Let's see.
Because it seems just a little early. No?
Nope, no wing change. Gonna go on another set of the softs. Heard us talking, says, I'll go ahead and put in some 6 fast laps on a pair of softs. Capita and Ruda also saying the same thing. Send me out on softs, please.
Oh, and a safety car.
Oh, that is different information. There is now a safety car out. Full-blown safety car, ladies and gentlemen. What? Why? What happened?
It looks like Dr. McShorty's retired from the session.
Dr. McShorty, what did you do? What a disgrace. Just kidding. We don't know what he did. We don't know what happened. Maybe Shazam will show us on track. Shazam, gonna stay out. Gonna take the 1 positioning gain off that. I think that's a fine call. You're on mediums. He's on fresh mediums. Stay out. Catch up to the safety car queue. Take advantage of the D-Drum, Chewy, and Red Hornet.
Dastiel or some idiot pitting, but they might.
Dastiel started in 20th. Some idiot started in 19th. Both of those drivers are sitting 5th and 6th now. Fantastic showing from them already. Let's hope they're able to make it stick.
And and both into the pits for softs, I imagine.
Unless they're hearing rain next lap. I don't know why it would be anything other than softs. Softs for Rogue. Wow, top 6 into the pits. Mediums for Stoney.
That's an interesting choice. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, everyone's moving around. So hard to tell where anyone's at. Rogue onto softs. Stoney onto mediums. Persian King onto softs. Delirious, Dastiel, some idiot, all onto softs.
Red Hornet with a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Capita Hood deciding to stay out, gaining nicely from his decision to pit earlier under the right when the safety car either started or the virtual safety car was out. Good call by him. He's going to be starting on the restart from 6 with 1 lap old softs. Heading into potential intermediates, that's not so bad. We're talking rain anywhere from 5 to 10 laps from now. We'll see when the correct lap to switch over is.
It's really starting to darken out now. Not really seeing any patches of sun in the sky anymore. Would not be surprised if we started seeing drops in a couple laps.
Everyone queuing up behind the safety car. Gonna get a train going.
Train of pain, boy.
That's something. Excuse me.
And a very interesting decision now for Dragonbone and Shavy to not pit. See if they decide they want to come in this lap or if they're just going to stick it out. I think now it makes sense to just stick it out.
You mean D-Drum and Chewy?
No, Dragonbone and Shavy are first
I
and second with their 10-lap medium.
Yeah, I think they stick it out for sure. I think Chewy and D-Drum's into the pit, so he's made the decision.
Yeah, with the 5-second penalty.
Yeah.
And the safety car should be in this lap now.
So Deidre will be able to catch up to the group, potentially going to come out ahead of Shazam. Almost certainly going to come out ahead of Getchum. Destiel and Some Idiot didn't come off super great from that interaction.
No.
Like, I think they're sitting okay, and they can put a lot of laps, and I think just the fact that the field is clumped really benefits them. We're going to be looking for them to go up quite a few positions.
You saw what they did at the beginning of the race, each going up 3 and 4 places respectively, I think.
Yeah, so they're going to be able to get those no problem. It'll be interesting to see how the mid-runners, you know, Chewy's able to hold on to his positions. I don't really like the position he's sitting in.
I don't like his decision to not pit. I think with the softs and a full safety car, you have to pit, unless they're talking about rain here now in like 2-3 laps.
Yeah, I mean, I get the thinking from Chewy, you know, oh, everyone around me is pitting. I think I'm going to have to pit on the softs anyway, but unless they get rain, pretty much the lap after they go green from the safety car, there's not much you can do.
I think he's got 2 laps, but yeah.
Because Chewy has been able to keep some of the wear down during this safety car. Those softs are rated for 14 laps, of course, only having done 11 on them so far. 3 laps left, a little less wear. He might be able to stretch those to 15, 16 laps. So he might be sitting in a good position, but as of right now, with Persian King Delirious, Destiel, Some Idiot, Ruda, Kubalabe all behind him on fresh softs, he's just a sitting duck.
Yeah. And if there's anything I've learned from Motorsport Manager, it's you can't undercut onto intermediate tires.
Nope,
It just doesn't work.
it just does not work.
You need water on the track, otherwise they get real hot and they don't really work how they're supposed to.
I was just watching 2009 Malaysia, where they put Kimi Räikkönen on full softs way too early.
Yeah, that's rough.
Safety car is still out. Gonna stay out. We're gonna get the pack.
Maybe one more lap.
I guess. I think when you get safety cars at this point in the race, they end up staying out a little longer. If you were to get a safety car in lap 20, I don't think the game wants to keep the safety car out very long.
Yeah, because I think, what was it, last week they had a safety car on lap like 23, and it came in earlier than it normally does to get racing underway.
And that makes sense. You want the race to end under green. You don't want it stopping halfway.
Right.
The Funky Cactus saying Stoney should have went softs. Could agree with that.
I'm thinking everyone who went mediums just didn't have another fresh set of softs to go on.
It's very possible.
Although, and I'm starting to see drops of rain now.
I see drops as well. The strategy may have paid off very well for Chewy. If I were Chewy, I would be in those pits right now.
No, I'd wait.
You don't think so? He's got half a lap of Silverstone to go. By the time he gets to the pits, it's going to be pouring at this rate.
We'll see. I guess. Yeah, they did just start a lap.
Look at how the drops are coming down out there.
And this turns into a mess in the pit lane. Safety car into rain. People are going to be stacked up.
Yep.
It's going to be a real mess in the pit lanes.
Each team only gets 1 pit stall. So if you have to pit both cars in one lap, that means you have to get 1 car in and out before the car coming up behind it needs that stall. Very tricky to do.
Safety car in this lap. And yeah, I think Chewy does have to stay at least 1 more lap on those softs. It doesn't look quite wet enough yet. I don't see any water starting to pool up anywhere.
I'm starting to see droplets on the camera, which can only mean one thing. It's starting to accumulate. I think we see a few drivers pit onto intermediates here. No takers yet.
Told you, man. You gotta give it a little bit.
We have a few. I told you. Some idiot. Oh, Some Idiot
Ruda.
into the pits. Shazam, Red Hornet. And we're back to racing. Creamy really sends it into the first corner, looking to make some positions very quickly before he has to pit onto those intermediates. Shea B into the back of Rogue. Piece of his wing goes flying.
And yeah, Shavy's not in a good spot. He is a sitting duck on those mediums. Oh, and Rogue. 5 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. I have not seen that one.
Really? Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. He should contest that one. Persian King around the outside of Destiel. Destiel apparently struggling a little bit to keep his soft stuck.
I don't think he'll be able to. I think he's going to have to serve it in the pits.
Wow, unfortunate penalty for him.
All right, and yeah, now I do think it might be time to come in for a set of intermediates.
Some idiot trying to close that time on those intermediates to Dedrum as quickly as he can before everyone else catches on to the strategy. You have to pit. That's the unfortunate thing about a track like this with only 26 laps. That means the track is so long that by the time you get to the other end, a lot of time has passed. A lot of time for rain to roll in, a lot of time for other people to pit, a lot of time for people that did pit onto the correct tire to make up that time. Destiel tries the inside look on Persian King, can't make it stick. Almost everyone into the pits. Persian King decides to stay out. That is going to be a mess. Let's go ahead and take a look into the pit lane. Let's get it on that broadcast camera. Get it to someone that's going to show me an interesting camera view here. Persian King going to be pole vaulted out front. Sector 3 yellow flag. We have someone turned around at the beginning of the pit lane. If a
It's the first stack. The Haas is stacked, and they're going to be holding someone up.
most drivers that were in are away now. Chewy is going to go down to 10th. Pretty good position for Chewy considering. Nice tire strategy from him. Destiel now up into 6th.
Where did he retire at? Did he go into the pits and retire maybe?
He spun in the beginning of the pits, I think.
Okay.
Didn't see him.
Show him driving down, or someone driving down the pit lane. Oh no, that's Dedrum in the pits.
You got to be liking that decision to switch onto those intermediates that lap earlier. Creamy John Stoney and Dragonbone all came off extremely well. Some idiot not half bad either. Ruda down in 11th. Well, I guess everyone that's up there did pit this last lap. So some idiot who pitted right away, Ruda who pitted right away, and Red Hornet are kind of down in the lower spots. So maybe it was right to wait that one lap.
Yeah, and we'll see how Persian King does here now. Staying out, and Kublai staying out those 2 extra laps once the rain started. And I think they're going to be forced to come in now. It looks way too wet for... Yep, and here comes Persian King.
Let's see how much time he was able to put on.
Oh, with a 5-second penalty in the pit lane, that hurts.
That does hurt. Persian King was in a pretty good position here. I don't think he's going to lose a whole lot of position, but with that 5-second penalty, that's not helping him.
No, it's not. That will promote Dragonbone into first place.
Dragonbone sitting extremely well. I think it will. Persian King, yeah, they're going to be coming down the straight way too fast.
Yeah, they are.
Persian King is away and trundling down the pit lane, but he can't reach racing speed until he's out of that pit lane. He's going to fall quite a few positions.
9th. Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't think they were going to fall that far as we have a Ferrari spun around of, an Alpha of Kublai slowing down. Rogue dropping back to 13th as well. Destiel and some idiot, of course, have managed to find each other in the grid again. Destiel, of course, up battling with Stoney. Some idiot 1.4 seconds behind Stoney. Going to look to challenge him soon.
Into the braking zone there, even with rain on the ground.
Yeah, Destiel knows how warm his tires are, knows how to use all of that grip to the maximum, allowing him to make that tricky pass. I just want to take a second to welcome everyone to the stream tonight. Raul, Funky Cactus, Sprightly. I saw Nick Moore in here earlier. Everyone, the whole gang's here hanging out.
Yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by, supporting the group or the channel.
Keep in mind, we just launched our website, PPResports.com. Look us up. Link is in chat. Just kind of scroll up a little bit. There, you can find links to our Discord. You're going to find our stream schedule. You're going to find a blog we're starting. Look for some hot takes from Cosmo and I on there soon. We're going to have tons more content coming out for you. Of course, we race every week. Creamy John's making a good challenge for Dragonbone. Only 2/10 behind Dragonbone. Destiel closing that gap very quickly. Only half a second behind Creamy John's.
Only 10 laps to go now. Let's take a look here. See if any of the top three have penalties. Dragonbone does not currently have a penalty. Creamy has a 3-second penalty. Destiel has a 3-second penalty as well.
So Destiel and Creamy John's are fighting for track position, but Dragonbone is 3 seconds ahead of both of them.
Correct.
So
He
Dragon-
does have 2 warnings though. And in the rain, it's always a little bit tougher to keep it on the track.
Don't count him out yet, though. Give him a chance.
I'm not. I'm just saying. It's not, when the conditions like this change, you know, you lose one little bit of grip and all of a sudden you accidentally cut a corner.
Destiel and Creamy John's going back and forth for position.
Wow,
That is
what a
both
good run
position.
for Creamy there.
That was really good. He got through there and got 3/10 clear of Destiel before Destiel even knew it hit him, while some idiot makes the pass on Stoney behind him. Some idiot now 9/10 off Destiel, going to start tracking him down, getting his nose into this fight. You can tell Destiel has the pace, but he can't find the line. Both cars stacked up on top of each other like that, first and second. Having to pass both is a much different animal than having to pass one. Dragonbone getting a pretty poor exit. Destiel able to make that pass. Let's see if Dragonbone's able to take that back. Dragonbone's still not in a terrible position. He has to, if he can stay glued to the back of Creamy John's and Destiel, they both have to get 3 seconds clear of him in order to actually take that position. As some idiot passes him on track, bumps on the inside.
Some idiot does not have a penalty. And he also does not have any warnings currently.
So some idiot looking like the favorite for the turnout of this race. Good time to mention our drivers are racing with no assists whatsoever. No racing line. No traction control. No stability control. None of that.
No anti-lock brakes. Ooh, Red Hornet
Ooh.
with a 10-second penalty.
Yikes, Red Hornet. Yellow flag, sector 1. No dots are stopped, so I'm going to assume we're okay for now. Taking a look at some of our lower spots. Rogue down in 12th is coming up on Fluffy Dave in 11th. Destiel with another 3-second time penalty.
That is rough.
That is rough. Dragonbone and some idiot directly behind him, both with no time penalties, are now effectively 6 seconds.
And I think that puts him behind Stoney even.
Yeah, Stoney is hot on the heels of Dragonbone. If he's going to stay there, Destiel's going to plummet way far down the tables.
Yeah, now Destiel's really got to put some laps in. Oh, Creamy goes a little wide. Here's his opportunity. Squirmy for Creamy, and it looks like Destiel's going to have a run going down the straight, and I think he's going to make that stick for now.
Creamy got a little bit better grip on the exit. It's going to have to take this next turn wide. Hesitates on the apex a little bit. Lost a bunch of momentum coming out of the corner there.
Yeah, that's, you don't want to put too much power down when you're not on the dry line.
Really throws the car in there, though. I think some idiot knows what position he's in. I think he can see the time penalties for Destiel and Creamy. Rogue with a 3-second time penalty. And I think he knows all he has to do is stay glued to the back of Creamy John's, and he's got the race in the bag. Dragonbone, if he can do the same thing, not looking as likely, falling 2 seconds behind some idiot. Only 7/10 out from being not included in that time penalty anymore.
No, 3 seconds.
Well, for Creamy John's, but then for Destiel, it would, yeah, it would be 3 more seconds.
Yeah, and if things stay as they currently are, Destiel would fall. Oh, I don't know. Stoney might have a. Oh, Stoney doesn't have any time penalties either currently, so he would fall down into 5th if things stay as they are. He's got about 1.2 seconds on Stoney right now.
Capita in a good position to get his name in the running as well. Currently battling with Delirious, only 6/10 behind him. If he can get clear of Delirious, he only has 2 seconds to clear to get to Stoney. Once you're at Stoney, you have less than 4 seconds to go to Destiel, and as we all know, Destiel, that 6-second time penalty.
Right, he is putting on a lot of time now that he's run almost over 2 seconds ahead of Creamy John's.
He knows he's got to put the pedal down and clear 6 seconds over 6 laps. Take that back.
Well,
it's not going to quite be 6. It'll be 4.
And Creamy is kind of helping him out, keeping some idiot behind him, because some idiot's probably the only other guy with the pace that can match him today.
Creamy doing his best to stay with him, but not quite good enough lap times just to stick with him.
Stoney is up onto the back of Dragon Bone.
A very nice battle down here going for 8th between Rogue, Fluffy Dave, Persian King, Getchum, and Ruda himself.
Right, Destiel is now clear of Creamy John's and Dragon. He's just got about 2.5 seconds left to clear Semidiot.
Some idiot trying to track down Creamy John, still 6/10 behind him. Stoney only 4/10 behind Dragonbone. Rogue still only 3/10 behind Fluffy Dave, which is within a second to Persian King, which is within a second to Getchum in 9th. As you can see, all 4 drivers battling it out here. Coming around turn 4, then 5, then 6 down here at the other end.
Destiel now with only 1 second to clear Semidiot and regain his lead even with his time penalties.
Destiel's got to be careful not to give himself another time penalty. There's no reason to this far out ahead of the pack. However, he does have to keep improving on the gap between Creamy Johns, otherwise he will lose that spot.
No, Creamy John's, he's clear Creamy John's. Creamy's got a 3-second penalty.
Deidram parking on himself in a very precarious spot just in front of Rogue. Gonna be hard to pass him when he's putting himself in positions like that.
He should be getting lapped, right?
He is. Fluffy Dave and Persian King taking off. Putting a little bit of time to Rogue. Sector 3 yellow flag. Looks like we've got a car in the main straight. Could be Kublai. Could be Destiel.
Exceeded track limits and a 10-second penalty for him.
Oof, that's rough.
But the game has been real rough, handing out some heavy penalties.
It has. 10 seconds is a lot. That's so much time penalty.
Hitchum goes way wide. PK is going to have a run at him. Can't quite get it done.
Some idiot coming up onto Creamy John's going to try and get that pass. Yellow flag, sector 3. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, now only half a second for Destiel to clear Samidia.
Some idiot struggling with his traction zones out there. Yellow flag, sector 2. Looks like Deidram traveling relatively slowly on the straight here. Wonder what's going on there. Deidram getting lapped for the spy.
Get Chum out of the session. And it looks like Red Hornet also with a DNF. Must have crashed out somewhere.
I think Healy's pulled into the pits and then retired.
While Destiel is now clear of Samidia. So the only thing he has to be thinking is, please no safety car. Please no safety car.
That's true. Safety car in the last lap here would be rare. If I could only stay out one lap, wants to get us back racing as soon as possible. But anything could happen. Ruda gonna try and make the pass on Delirious. Ruda putting himself in some tricky spots. Capping Hood with a 3-second time penalty.
Camping Hood with a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings.
Ruda's still trying to catch Delirious.
It's been a very close race from a lot of these drivers. A lot of really tight, close racing.
Yeah, really easy to put one car into the other in those kind of conditions. Persian King with a 3-second time penalty. Going to put him behind Fluffy Dave, depending on how he sits. Kublai with a 3-second as well.
And excuse me. And I don't know about you, but I really have not seen any incident, even with all this weather and craziness. Like I haven't seen anything like that would deserve a penalty.
Nope.
You know?
We've had a really clean race so far. Of course, the Incident Reports channel is always a good place to keep an eye on that. So don't forget to join our Discord. Link is in the chat. Now it is. Link is in the chat.
And you could also apply to join our Discord channel on the new PPR website.
That's correct. PPResports.com. All lowercase. All one letter. It's
I
beautiful.
don't think it matters if it's lowercase or not.
Yeah, I know it doesn't, but okay, you know, sometimes it's a question. So people are like, well, do I have to capitalize PPR? No, Mom, you don't. But, you know, do it anyway.
It deserves to be capital. It's that important.
Yep, PPR. Capita making up a decent amount of time on Stoney here. See what he's able to do by the end of the race. We are on the last lap, of course. Destiel and Creamy John's pretty far out in front.
And Funky Cactus says Destiel OP changed my mind. And I don't think I can, Funky Cactus. Destiel is OP.
No doubt about that.
What an excellent race for him thus far.
Some idiot not able to get the move done on Creamy John's. If he was able to hold to no time penalties, that won't be an issue.
Yeah, and Creamy John's, probably not intentionally, but absolutely helping Destiel win this race by keeping some idiot behind him.
Oh, definitely. Like it was in Creamy John's best interest, but also happened to be in Destiel's best interest to keep some idiot behind him as Destiel rounds the last few corners, and P1 goes to Destiel. Congratulations, Destiel.
All the way from the back.
Focus goes on to Creamy John's. That is a 20th to first. That is a first in PPR here, ladies and gentlemen. Going from P20 to P1. Some idiot's got to be a little salty about that. Going 19 to second. He's just 2 passes away from being the most improved in the session. As you can see, Fluffy Dave benefiting massively from not having any time penalties. Getchum even gets launched ahead of Persian King. Chewy finally settles down under Persian King in 13th, Kublai in 14th under Chewy, Shea B in 15th, and Deedrum 16th. That finishes out our runners. Red Hornet, Shazam, Dr. McShorty in 3rd, all with DNFs this race. And there you have it. Destiel, 1. Some Idiot, 2. Creamy Johns, 3. Congratulations to those racers tonight. Capita Hood with a pretty good showing in 6th. Stoney putting some solid points on the board for Red Bull. Delirious and Fluffy Dave both with a solid showing in 7th and 8th. That's going to put a lot of points on the board for Haas. Ferrari, double points finish, but not very great.
And 15 seconds worth of penalties for Kublai.
Kublai already down in 14th. At this point, I'm not sure it matters
it'll
too
bump him out
much.
to 15th, but yeah.
Oh, it does. And then Shea B comes in 14th.
I think in that last complex of corners, he ended up with 25 seconds worth of penalties.
Wow. That is a lot of penalties.
20. Yeah, I think he had a 10-second corner cutting, a 5-second corner cutting, and then he had a 5-second unserved. What an excellent race tonight from our drivers.
Yeah, that was really good. We kept it nice and even. Throughout a lot of the field, the tire strategy played a factor. Of course, Despedial taking it home. Super Idiot coming right behind him. Only 2.8 seconds on the clock. Behind him, Creamy Johns with a couple of penalties put him 3rd. Dragonbone 4th. Stony 5th. Capita 6th. Delirious 7th. Fluffy Dave, fantastic showing from him with no penalties in 8th. Rogue 9th. Ruta 10th. Getchum, Persian King, Chewy, Shea-B, Kublai, Deedrum rounding out the top 16. Red Hornet, Shazam, Dr. McShorty, and 3rd, all with DNFs. Congratulations to our racers tonight.
I'm gonna hop in the interview room.
Sounds good.
Meet you up there.
See ya. Let's get out of here. I'm gonna mosey on over to the interview room. Let's get him here. We'll hang out, wait for our drivers to catch up with us. Yeah, great race tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining us out here tonight. Nick Moore, Funky Cactus, Nightbot has our back as usual. Sprightly out here as well. Some idiot, of course, showing up in chat. Raul. Also letting us know about our sound issues early in the stream, so thank you for that. We'll see if anyone... So, now would be a good time to tell everyone watching that this season, I'm not quite sure if it'll be next week or when it'll be, but this season, mark my words, PPR will be doing a giveaway on stream. So currently, we're looking at a copy of Project Cars. We have that to give away.
Probably 2 copies of that. But we'll see.
Probably 2 copies. So on the table, there's some other things in the works, but I'm not going to talk about any of that yet. So hopefully, maybe at our finale we'll have a giveaway. Maybe next week. I'm not sure.
We gotta figure out how to do giveaways with Nightbot.
Right. Always be looking on our website, link in chat, PPR Esports. For upcoming events, we're going to be posting giveaways on there. We're going to be posting our blog posts on there. We've got our full race schedule. We're racing pretty much every night of the week now, whether it be a casual or a serious league. We've got...
Flappers on Thursday nights.
Yep, 5 lapper. So here, we'll run it down for you. Mondays, that's our off day. No, wait. Mondays, that's today.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Monday.
they're not in order on the sheet. Mondays, that's today. 9 p.m. Eastern. Be here for PCD1. We're going to be covering it live. Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern is D2. Prime time 9 p.m. Eastern is Xbox D1. Wednesdays, that's going to be PCD2. You're going to be able to see me race. You're going to be able to see Capita Hood commentate in the booth. He's going to be able to give you the live play-by-play of what's going on the track. Thursdays are 5-lappers. That is a recreational league. If you join the league, if you're around on Thursdays, you want to do a bunch of 5-lappers, maybe use some of the older cars in the game, go ahead, join our Discord. We'll get you on there. On from that, Fridays, 9 p.m. That's Xbox D3. That's a third division of Xbox. If you have an Xbox and you like F1 2019, now is the time for you to join our Discord. Get in that room, get racing, get your skills up, get your practice in. Let's go racing.
And it looks like some idiot is going to join us. Deshiel had to get off.
All right.
Interview from tonight.
Some idiot, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on your podium. Fantastic drive from you today.
Thank you. But Deshiel did a little bit better job. He earned the top step of the podium today.
Yeah, that he did. Once he got clear of the field, he did have the 6 seconds worth of time penalties. When did you first become aware of that 6 seconds?
I knew he had 3 seconds. Dr. McSherry, after he retired, he was doing an awesome job giving us information and voice call, and he told us he had 3 seconds of penalties when I got behind Creamy. And then, just, it's hard to pass in the wet in this game. It's a little bit ridiculous, but I knew Deshiel had the penalties when it was behind Creamy, but Creamy did a damn good job holding me off for the end of the race. I tried as many different lines as I could, trying alternate lines, just trying to see if I could get away from the wall of dirty air, but I could just never get past them. So I mean, credit to Creamy, he did a really good job in the wet. I just wish I had a little bit more to get past Creamy, and then I think I had a pretty good car in the wet when I was running in clean air. It seemed like I could drive it around where I wanted it to, but I knew he had the penalties early, just couldn't do anything about it, really, unfortunately. I didn't know he had 6 seconds until he crossed the line, to be fair.
No, that makes sense. And yeah, keeping it close enough to Creamy was good enough to get you second. So, of course, great job from there.
I wish I had a little bit more, though.
Hey, that's all right. We look forward to next week. And next week, after Britain, is what? Germany. Wow. All right. Interesting. It'll be interesting to see that track again. How are you feeling about Germany?
I like Germany. It's one of my. It's like if you have a top 5 for tracks, that's in that for me. It's a fun track to drive. Hockenheim, not Hockenheim.
No, it's all right. Can be a tricky one to drive. The corners are very technical there, especially sector 3. You got to nail your entries and your exits. So good luck to you. We'll be looking for big things from you there.
All right. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna head off. I've got a video conference lecture for one of my college classes. So I should probably go to that. All
yeah.
right, you guys have a good one.
Don't miss that. See you later, some idiot.
See ya. Thanks.
Bye.
Alright, and then we'll see if we can't get Cream in here.
We'll have Cream in. Great drive from him tonight. Able to keep it together through the dry, through the wet. Great strategy from him. Pulled off tonight, pitting at all the right times. Keeping some idiot behind him for so long that Destiel was able to put 7 seconds between them. That is significant.
And we've got Cream with us. Great race tonight, Cream.
Thanks, man. That was a tough one.
Yeah, we
That
saw
was
you
fun.
battling with some idiot. I think you kept him behind you for the better part of 10 laps.
Yeah, well, I offered to let him go because I know I wasn't going to keep up with Destiel, but he said no, we're going to battle, and then he ended up losing the win on penalties because I couldn't keep up to the front. So yeah, I offered to let him go, but he told me to battle him, so we did.
So there you go. I always like seeing that out on track, is that, don't concede, battle your hardest. Let's actually see where everything lands. So, where it landed for you was a podium. Not your first podium this season, so congratulations. Welcome back to it. And, of course, Germany next week. How are we feeling about that?
I'm probably going to end up with like 9 or 12 seconds of penalties just from cutting turn 1, so
All right.
probably somewhere in the midfield, I guess, at the end of the race, I would imagine.
So expecting the time penalties early. If you can keep it out of those time penalties, as we saw tonight, you can gain quite a few points. That happens at quite a few different points in the lineup today. Just look at Haas. I think they were 7th and 8th place finish, only because they didn't have any time penalties. So if you can keep them away, maybe just 1 or 2 time penalties on that turn 1 there, maybe you'll be able to keep it on the podium again next week.
Yeah, hopefully. That's everyone's problem though, is consistency. So if I can clean that up, then yeah, it's possible.
Definitely, yeah. So you have to be consistent, and the drivers around you have to be consistent. A lot of factors yet at play still. Let's not call it too early. Great. Thank you for joining us tonight, Cream. We'll let you carry on with your night, and congratulations on your podium finish tonight.
Alrighty, thanks. Have a good one, boys.
Thanks. You too.
Have a good one.
All right, Cosmo. There you have it. That's race number 10, Silverstone, Great Britain. We saw big things out of the pack tonight. We saw a 20th place to first place run through the field. That's a first.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a great first half of the season, really. I'm really excited for the second half here because there's been some great racing in this league.
That is absolutely true. That is shown by our close Constructors Championship, our close Drivers Championship. It's all up in the air, all up for grabs, and that's one of the things I like about this. So, you heard it here first, folks. Giveaways on stream starting sometime in the future. Tune in next week for more information. We'll be giving away some PC games.
We'll definitely tweet out and post in Discord when we're doing that.
Oh, no doubt about that. You will know with plenty of time in advance. Visit our website at PPR Esports. Join us on Discord, our PPR Esports Discord channel. Discord.me/PPR will get you there. Come join the discussion. Come join the races. Come join the 5-lapper Thursdays or either of the 100% races on Saturday and Sunday. We got a lot going on PPR. Just about any day of the week you have time, we've got races to fill your time.
Yeah, and I think they're going to start expanding to other racing leagues as well. A little iRacing, excuse me.
There's been
little,
some
Assetto Corsa.
Assetto Corsa, some iRacing talk, so be tuned. Tune in for more of that, because Assetto Corsa is one we've had our eye on to maybe give to a lucky PC member here, our PC stream watcher. So be on the lookout for that. Thanks for joining us tonight for Race 10. This has been PPR Esports live from North America. I'm Kermit.
And I'm Cosmo.
And thanks again for joining us tonight. We hope to see you again next week at 9 p.m. Eastern. Again, check our website. We'll see you later, everyone.
Have a great night, everyone.